We will now enjoy the Friday by talking about crypto and the crypto crash, so to speak. After soaring to dizzying levels, and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies have lost more than half of their value in recent months, this so-called crypto crash has reinforced the perception of critics that markets for the digital currency, used primarily as an investment vehicle as it is not widely accepted as payment for goods and services, are little more than global casinos operating with virtually no rules and no accountability. So Nina, at the touch screen, maybe you can share with us registered digital asset exchanges by the SC in Malaysia. Nina.
All right, thank you, Ibrahim. Even though we know that if you talk about digital asset exchange, everyone will link it with cryptocurrency. So basically, I want to, without wasting any time, I'm going to show you the list of registered digital asset under Malaysia by Security Commission Malaysia, which is the SC. As you can see, there are 4 entities that is registered and recognized in the market operators for digital asset exchange. And you can see the first one, we have Luno Malaysia Sdn Bhd, and we have MX Global Sdn Bhd, and we also have Synergy Technologies M Sdn Bhd, and the 4th one we have the tokenized technology M Sdn Bhd. So this is for more info about this digital asset exchange, we can go visit the website of Security Commission SC for more info. And then as you can see, these are the 4 entities, the latest 4 entities that are registered and recognized under the market operator, which is the digital asset exchange that has been updated last since April 2022 this year, Ibrahim.
Nina, before doing this little homework of yours, were you even aware of these companies or the digital asset exchanges?
Yes, correct. But for quite some time, I was into Binance for a while, and then as we can see,
it was blocked, right?
Yes, it was blocked for a while, and then it was came. I think this is due to our policy. It's quite volatile if you want to talk about the cryptocurrency market.
All right, okay. In fact, let's further this conversation on this topic. Joining us on the line live is Aaron Tang, Country Manager of Luno Malaysia. Aaron, thanks again for taking the time to speak with us at Astro AWANI. The last time we had you was on Notepad, and things have gone quite differently from the last time you were here. Maybe we can talk about some of the crypto one-on-one and perhaps help our friends out there to understand a little bit better about this scene. What set off this cryptocurrency so-called slide, Aaron?
Good morning, Ibrahim. Thanks for having me. Good morning, Nabila. So investor sentiment has been weak in recent months, including both the crypto and traditional markets. And this is due to several large macroeconomic factors, such as rising inflation, supply chain issues, and of course, the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, if you look at specifically the price of Bitcoin, it has declined by more than 70% since hitting a high of $69,000 in November 2021. It's currently ranging around 18,000 to 24,000. Now, interestingly, investors have also been closely watching Fed rate hikes and inflation management. As we've seen on Wednesday, the Fed has actually raised interest rates by 75 basis points to a range of 2.25 to 2.5% in order to manage inflation. In other words, while the industry and the market is expected to remain bearish, we believe investors should remain in touch with macro factors and manage their risks effectively.
In November, the global crypto market capitalization was $2.9 trillion, and today it's $870 billion. So according to CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin, the oldest, most established cryptocurrency, has fallen over 70% in value during that period. So what changed, Aaron?
So Nabila, as mentioned, it's investor sentiment that has become weak over the past few months. Now, we just want to note that this is not just in crypto, but also has been seen in traditional markets, including the tech industry. Now, specific to the cryptocurrency market, if we look at the Fear and Greed Index, which is a multi-factor gauge of market sentiment, it has been at the fear to extreme fear levels. Now, this is probably a result of several recent incidents, such as Terra USD, Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, Babel Finance, and several other cryptocurrency players announcing restructuring globally.
Aaron, as we can see, the flurry of bad news involving high-profile firms like Bitcoin, Terra, and Celsius has a renewed calls for regulators to protect consumers from fly-by-night currency operators like scammers and thieves. So can we see how vulnerable are crypto investors, particularly in the retail level amateur investors?
So definitely the crypto investing journey can be challenging for retail investors. Now, this is due to several reasons, including cybersecurity, safety concerns, complexity, and of course, volatility because of how young this asset class is. Now, regulated digital asset exchanges like Luno, they need to be focused on consumer protection, they need to help with education, and they need to take active efforts to actually protect investors. So for example, some of our initiatives that we do, for example, Luno Discover, which is an education hub for crypto knowledge. We do YouTube channels, Facebook, webinars. We even have like Sembang Bersama Luno sessions and even women in crypto education sessions, because we believe that education is the way to actually protect investors.
So so do you think Securities Commission must do more with market education? What do you think, Aaron?
I think the Securities Commission has been very, very balanced in the way that they're approaching this. So they put the onus on education on the industry players like ourselves and also our esteemed colleagues. Of course, the Securities Commission, they themselves also do some part of market education, including if you look on their social media pages and so on, they are very focused on scam prevention and investor protection. But ultimately, I think it is the responsibility of companies such as ourselves to be doing the education.
Earlier this month, the U.S. Treasury Department presented to Biden about what it called the framework for overseeing digital financial assets across the government and, of course, across internationally as well. And while the EU and European Parliament agreed to sweeping new crypto rules and regulations that include a licensing requirement that's expected to go into effect perhaps as early as next year, how do you think that this wave of regulation is going to affect the market?
In short, Ibrahim, progressive regulation is actually good for the market in the long term. Now, that is because regulation brings clarity and protection to both businesses and consumers, and it is crucial for the healthy growth of any industries. So regulations help protect consumers by lifting standards in the industry, weeding out bad players, implementing barriers to entry, and of course, being focused on consumer protection. Now, interestingly, in Malaysia, we've actually been operating under a regulated regime for more than 3 years now, because it was in January 2019 that the Securities Commission Malaysia, they came out with the rules governing crypto exchanges in Malaysia. And Luno has been operating since October 2019, close to 3 years under this approved regulatory regime.
So Aaron, do you think the retail investors should continue to think about this as viable?
As a viable asset, do you mean?
Viable.
Yeah,
right.
viable
Right,
asset.
Viable
right.
asset.
So definitely we ourselves are long-term believers in the crypto industry. We are long-term believers in the future of digital assets because of the promise and the potential of what they can bring. However, we do remind investors that everybody needs to do their own research, and please do not take on more risk that they can manage.
All right, Aaron, actually, I know a little about the crypto scene. So what would be your advice to someone like me, Aaron? Like, how do I find more about this crypto?
Right. Thanks, Nabila. So you can find out more about crypto at our website, luno.com. We have a ton of educational material. You can also check out like large media publications, for example, coindesk.com, which also covers business-related, finance-related, news related to the crypto industry. And I think that with these two websites and also check out our social media pages, you will have tons of educational material.
Aaron, before we let you go, I want to perhaps change tack a bit and talk about other digital assets. The NFT perhaps could be of interest. Do you have any views regarding the non-fungible token scene right now?
Yep, definitely. I think the NFT has gone through a hype cycle of its own. So if we look at NFT trading volumes, NFT visits to NFT marketplaces and so on, they probably peaked if not late last year, but early this year. So that has also sort of come out of its little bubble. And I think trading volumes across NFT marketplaces are down as well. I am personally a believer in the long-term potential of NFTs and, you know, the different business models that they can allow businesses and consumers to partake in, especially in the creator industry. However, with that being said, I think it's really early and it remains to be seen.
Final question, Aaron. Do you think that the NFTC needs to be regulated the way the SC is regulating some digital assets like crypto in Malaysia?
I believe some NFTs may actually fall into the category of what you define as securities. And if that is the case, then definitely it's something that the Securities Commission needs to look at. But I think there's a wider scope of NFTs that do not fall into securities. And for this, I believe it should be open market, basically.
Thank you very much, Aaron, for joining us. Enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend. That was Aaron Tang, the country manager at Luno Malaysia, shedding some light on to the crypto developments in the country.